here from the Core Image Studio Green Room. The 2025 BSM Summit is presented by Point to Point Marketing. Here with Mike Thomas of Audacy Boston and Kevin Cassidy of Audacy Chicago. You guys were just on stage for a panel. What were your biggest takeaways from being on with so many different people in the market manager position just from around the country? Start with you, Mike.
Well, I think you get to hear from market managers in all different size markets and what the priorities are. But when you get down to it, you realize that we're all dealing with a lot of the same stuff. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about the very tip of Minnesota or you're talking about Chicago. We're all trying to accomplish a lot of the same things.
Yeah, and I think there's just so much creativity out there. The ideas that people have had success with. What you did with Greg Hill in terms of the night before. I love that idea, and the tour itself. And some things you just have never thought of before, and they're fairly obvious, but yet by the same token, they're also kind of inspirational. Like, wow, that grew into something really significant. They made a bunch of money off of it, and the clients were super happy, and you move forward.
Yeah.
The industry's obviously evolved in recent years. How has your role changed in what you guys do in the front office, the managerial office? What has changed in terms of how you guys operate?
Well, Kevin talked about it quite a bit on stage. Obviously there's a huge focus on digital and all of our digital assets. The profit margin is not as great as our over-the-air assets, but that is the part of the business that's really growing. So I think that coming out of COVID and people returning to work and everything else, that's one of the number one things that we have to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think too. I came up from the sales side, and so. Generally when you get to market manager level and you've been in one of the verticals, you sort of stay in your lane, as it were. Well, those lanes have been kind of obliterated, as it were, and I find myself spending more and more time on the programming side and the promotion side, just because the two things need to blend together for us to be successful. We can't simply view it as, well, sales is over here and programming is over here and promotion's trying to do this. They really have to come together. And a big part of my day-to-day is making sure that those things are happening so that we don't have people that are sort of siloed and staying in their spaces. And because ultimately we have to work together if we're going to get to a better place.